Hello everyone, my name is Akshata and my friend Monali are here to present a small PPT presentation before you. We are the students of Guru Gobind Singh Polytechnic from 3rd year electrical and we are presenting a small PPT on power substation including latest advancements, and our subject name is electrical substation practices. So let's guys start. So contents are introduction, need of substation, types of substation, brief description of each type, overview of standard substation, brief details of each equipment, latest advancements and conclusions. So first we will see the introduction of a substation. A substation is a part of an electrical generation, transmission and distribution. A substation transforms voltage from high to low or the reverse or perform any of several other equipment functions like switching and converting, etc. Next, the need of substations according to practical consideration and technical consideration. In practical consideration, to satisfy load growth, to accommodate new generation and to maintain reliability requirements, and in technical consideration to step up and step down AC voltage level to break the power flow and provide supports to the power flow. Next is the types of substation. Basically, the substations are divided into two types, on first on the basis of service requirement and on the basis of constructional features. So first we will see on the basis of service requirements. First is transformer substation, switching substation, power factor correction substation, frequency changer substation, industrial substation and converting substation. Now we will see on the basis of constructional features. So in that, outdoor substation, indoor substation, underground substation and pole mounted substation. Now we will see the brief description of each type of substation. So first is transformer substation. Those substations which change the voltage level are called a transformer substation. A transformer substation usually has one or two power transformers, distribution equipments, control protective devices, and auxiliary equipments. It also step up and step down the voltage of an AC power system. Next is switching substation. This type of substation simply perform the switching operation of power lines, and it is a substation without transformer and operating only at a single voltage levels. The important function of this substation is to switching, which is the connecting and disconnecting of transmission lines or other equipments and from the system. They are used as a collector and distribution stations. Sometimes they are used for switching the current to backup lines or for paralleling circuits in the case of failure. Next type of substation is power factor correction substation. Those substations which improve the power factor of the system are called power factor correction substation. These are generally located at the receiving end of transmission lines and generally used synchronous condenser as power factor improvement equipments. Now next type of substation is frequency changer substation. It is also known as the frequency converters. Those substations which change the supply frequency are known as frequency changer substations. Such a frequency change may be required for industrial utilization, and the VFD is a type of frequency changer which is used to control the speed of AC motors. Now next is converting substation. This substation is used to convert AC into DC power by using static converting devices like ACRs, and it is used for traction, electroplating and welding. Now outdoor substations. We prefer this type of substation when voltage is above 66 kV, because for such voltage the clearance between conductor and the space required for switches, circuit breakers and other equipment becomes so great that it is not economical to install the equipment indoor. and this such type of substation requires less time for construction but uses more space, and it is mainly classified into two types, that is pole mounted substation and foundation mounted substation. Now this is the image for outdoor substation. Next is indoor substation. It is generally used indoor type of substation for voltages up to 11 kV, but this range can be increased up to 66 kV if atmosphere is contaminated with impurities. Next is underground substation. This type of substation is preferred in highly populated areas where the space available is limited and costly too. This is the schematic view of underground substation, and the main purpose of underground substation is to provide all the functionality of conventional substation while minimizing the area occupied above ground. Next is pole mounted substations. This is an outdoor substation with equipment installed overhead on H-pole or 4-pole structures. It is used for voltages up to 11 kV. In some cases, it is also used in 33 kV. Next is substation layout. Now we will see the components of primary power line sites and secondary power line sites. Now first we will see the components of primary power line sites. First, primary power lines: ground wire, overhead lines, transformer for measurement of electric voltage, disconnect switch, a circuit breaker, current transformer, and lightning arrestor. Now next we will see the components of secondary power lines are current transformer, lightning arrestor, main transformer, control building, security fence, and secondary power lines. These are the components for primary power lines and secondary power lines. Next is current transformer. Current transformer is a type of transformer that is used to reduce or multiply on alternating current which produce a current in its secondary which is proportional to the current in its primary. And it is also measurement of electric current and protective relays. The main function of CT is to determine the current in a circuit, and it is mainly used worldwide to monitor high voltage lines across national power grids. Next is potential transformer. A potential transformer is used to reduce high voltage in a fixed voltage and measurement purpose also. So it is a voltage step down transformer which reduces the voltage at a high voltage circuit to a lower level for the purpose of measurement, and it is used for the voltage transformation from a greater value to lesser, and it is also used in a protecting relay.
Now we will see the what is isolator. Isolator used to ensure that an electrical circuit is completely de-energized for service or maintenance. Such switches are often found in electrical distribution and industrial application where machinery must have its source of driving power removed from adjustment or repair. High voltage isolation switches are used in electrical substation to allow isolation of apparatus such as circuit breaker, transformer, and transmission line for maintenance. The disconnector is usually not intended for normal control of the circuit but only for safety isolation. Disconnector can be operated either manually or automatically. Now in this next slide, how the isolator get open or closed shown in the image. Now next is the relay. A relay is an automatic device which sense an abnormal condition of electrical circuit and closed its contact. This contact is turned closed and completely the circuit breaker trip coil circuit. Hence make the circuit breaker trip for disconnecting the faulty portion of the electrical circuit from rest of the healthy part. Now next is this is the basic connection diagram for protection relay. Now next is the circuit breaker type. This is the circuit breaker type First one is a air blast circuit breaker. Air blast circuit breaker is used to compress air is stored in a tank and released through a nozzle to produce a high velocity jet. This is used to extinguish the arc. Now next one is the oil circuit breaker. Oil circuit breaker, where our insulating oil can be used as an arc quenching medium. Once the fault occurs within the system, then circuit breaker contact will be separated and the arc will be struck among the contact. Now third one is the vacuum circuit breaker. The vacuum circuit breaker are used to arc quenching take place in a vacuum medium. And fourth one is a sulfur hexafluoride circuit breaker, means SF6 circuit breaker. SF6 circuit breaker protect electrical power station and distribution system by interrupting electrical current when tripped by a protective release. Now next the lightning arrestor. Lightning arrestor is a device used in electrical power system to protect the insulation on the system from the damaging effect of a lightning. Now next is the power transformer. Power transformer is used to transfer electrical energy in any part of the electrical or electronic circuit between the generator and distribution primary circuit. These transformers are used in distribution system to interface step up and step down voltages. Now next is the substation earthing. In substation earthing, every instrument earth and lightning arrestor. Now next is the image of control room and protection. Next fire protection system. N2O2. This is the and nitrogen injection when control panel receive indication. Now next is the wave trap. Wave trap is also known as line trap. Reliable and fast wave trap means reliable and fast communication is necessary for a safe, efficient and economical power supply. To reduce the power failure in extend the and time to maintain the interconnected grid system is optimum working condition to coordinate the operation of various generating unit. Communication network is indispensable for state electricity board. Now next is the gas insulated substation. This is the images of gas insulation substations. This image is also gas insulated substation. And introduction, gas insulated substation use sulfur hexafluoride gas which has a supervisor dielectrical properties. Gas insulated substation are used to where there is space for providing the substation is expensive is large cities and towns. Now next a gas insulated substation, high voltage substation which measure structure and contain in sealed environment with sulfur hexafluoride gas as a insulating medium. And the total space required for GIS in 10% for the needed for conventional substation. Now next is the gas insulated substation offer advantages in addition to reduced space requirement because the substation is enclosed in a building. A GIS less sensitive to population as well as salt, sand and large amount of the snow. All through the initial cost of building GIS higher than building air insulated substation, the operation and maintenance cost of GIS are less. Now next is a conclusion. At the end, we hope that by this presentation your understanding regarding various type of substation operation of a standard substation and also about the various equipments used in a power substation would got more clear. We got idea about the latest advancement going on in field of GIS and substation automation. Now next, thank you so much.